Hey y'all, it's early in the morning. My kids are all coming, so we're gonna have a house full. I wanted to have something in the crock pot fixed for them, later this afternoon. I've got some homemade bread that I've already made in the refrigerator, and I'm gonna make a cube steak crock pot meal that I can just add rice or mashed potatoes or something like that with it. So this is gonna be really easy. So this recipe calls for cube steak. I've got my cube steak washed and draining. It calls for mushrooms. I had some leftover mushrooms. It calls for French onion soup, cream of mushroom soup, and golden mushroom soup. And it calls for brown gravy. I've never bought this before in my life. It also calls for onions. I don't have a whole onion, but I have these left in the freezer that are chopped up, and I've got these minced onions that I'm gonna add a few to it. Nobody will ever know it that don't like onions. So all we're gonna do is just throw this in the crock pot and get it ready. I'm turning my crock pot on high, probably for about an hour, maybe even 2, and then I'll cut it down on low. So let's get to putting this in. This is very convenient, very good. People that are worried about cube steak being tough, this will make it tender. It's great. I'm actually using deer meat. This is our favorite meat instead of beef. We eat beef, but this is our favorite. Now all I'm doing is I'm laying the cube steak in the bottom of the crock pot. Real simple. I've got 2 pounds of cube steak just because there's a bunch of us, and I can also freeze it if I need to. This is going to be so simple, y'all.
Now, for those of you that don't like mushrooms, you could replace the fresh mushrooms with something you do like. For example, bell peppers. You could also replace the soups with any kind of cream of whatever soup that you like.
Now, all I'm doing here is adding these onions that I have chopped up. If I had a whole onion, I would slice this onion all over this meat. And because I don't have a whole onion, I'm going to use these minced onions just to add to it. Remember, just use what you have in your kitchen. It'll be good anyway, I promise. Now, these are fresh mushrooms. You can use canned mushrooms if you want. You can use dried mushrooms, whatever you have. But I'm just putting that on top. Now, y'all, there's no rhyme or reason on how to put this in. But I'm going to go ahead and put my brown gravy mix in here and just sprinkle it on top. This is another reason I'm not worried about the onions in it, because I have French onion soup. This is going to be delicious. I'm just pouring that right on top. Next, we're adding cream of mushroom soup right on top. This brown gravy mix is a powder, and it's just laying on top. So I'm just going to kind of smooth all this liquid out. It's going to make its own liquid anyway. This is probably the only time I use this soup. It's called golden mushroom. So I'm just smoothing this out on top. Hope you can see that. Now, this recipe does not call for this, but I usually add a little A1 in or some Dale's steak seasoning, a little on top of this. Maybe 2 or 3 tablespoons full, maybe. All right, y'all, it's ready. Let me show it to you. So that's what it looks like when you put it in the crock pot, and I've got it on high. I know some of you are going to say, why did you show me that? But a lot of people like to see what it looks like in the crock pot. So I'm not stirring that up after I put the steak sauce on. I'm just putting the lid on. I've got it on high. I'll probably leave that on a couple of hours and then turn it down on low for maybe 4 or 5 more. Whenever we get ready to eat, it's no big deal. If you're in a hurry, leave it on high. If you have got all night to let it simmer, that would be really good. I've done that before. Just leave it on low. That makes it that much more tender. Some of our kids are coming today. They're wanting to fish. And I wanted to have something in the crock pot, so I've got the homemade bread, and I'll add something else. I don't know what. I'm not cooking all day, and I'm not cooking tomorrow either, so this is it. So, Sweet Hunter's out. I hear the lawnmower going, I think. It looks like it.
So I decided to go ahead and make some baked beans. I thought that would go really good with this. Now, I'm just trying to keep today really simple, so I'm just adding some brown sugar to the pork and beans. I don't really measure when I make this. I think that was about 3 or 4 cans of pork and beans with about a cup of brown sugar. I use more mustard than I do ketchup, but I use both. If I had an onion, I would be chopping it up, but I don't. So instead, I'm using some onion powder, and then I'm going to use those minced dried onions that I use a lot in recipes. There's many things you can do to these baked beans. You can use bell pepper in it. You can use ground beef. You could go all out. But here we're just keeping it simple. And I just stir it all together. Now I have this delicious thick bacon that I'm going to put on top and bake it. But there's many times that I don't do that. Many times I don't even use the bacon and I just bake it just like I'm going to with the bacon. It's delicious. Sometimes I even cut the bacon up into little bite-sized pieces. That's really good too. I think I baked this about 400 degrees for about 30 minutes. I just bake it until the bacon is done and the beans look like they're just bubbling hot. I don't like them real dry. I like them with some juice in them, but this looks perfect.
I'm cooking them some macaroni. Y'all love macaroni, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
This is Huddy. This is Asher. Y'all say hey.
Hello.
This is our YouTube family, y'all.
Cool.
So we have got the baked beans done. We've got the cube steak and gravy done in the crock pot. Some of them are out fishing, getting ready where we'll have the food ready when they all come in. These two didn't want to go fishing. It's too hot, isn't it?
We are, but we're gonna do it on the dock.
Yes.
Ooh.
So I've got the macaroni noodles boiling. I want to show you what the cube steak and gravy looks like. It looks so good and it smells so good. Look at this. Look at this.
It looks delicious.
Don't that look good? Whoa. Don't that look good? Mushrooms.
Mushrooms?
Mm-hmm. If you don't want them, you don't have to eat them. But look at that
mushrooms.
meat in here.
I want the meat.
Oh, that looks so good. It smells delicious. So I went out to the garden and picked a lot of lettuce. Y'all saw me do that many times. I've washed it and I'm just placing it in this salad bowl. Some of the bigger pieces I'm just gonna break up, and we made croutons earlier.
These salad greens from the garden are so good. You can have just that and nothing else with it, and it's delicious. But we made croutons. We've got some bacon left over from breakfast that we're going to chop up in here, and we're going to throw some cheese in, and that's all we're going to have in the salad. It's going to be so good. So our noodles are boiling for the macaroni, and I've already got the baked beans done. I think I see a little hand breaking off some bacon. That bacon does look good.
Oh, hi.
Hey, there's Miranda.
It's hot.
They have been out fishing. Look at her, how sweaty.
It is hot.
Hey, will you stir that macaroni, Miranda?
So hot.
How many did y'all catch?
Do you want the truth?
Yeah.
None. No fish.
You really didn't catch, but what did you tell me?
15 catfish and 3 crappie.
Wait, were you lying?
And the truth,
Yes.
And the truth is
0.
0.
It's hot. Y'all didn't go. Y'all have been griping the whole time.
Me and him are going down to the dock.
So here's our meal. Excuse the mess out on the deck. We're getting some painting done, so you'll see a ladder back there. But there's our beautiful salad. It's so simple. Our baked beans. The grandkids love my homemade macaroni and cheese. I just serve everything in a pan. This is homemade bread that I made last week, and I just warmed it up and buttered it. And we made white rice, and here's the star of the show. And I'm telling you, y'all need to try this. It's so simple, so good. A crock pot is just a secret weapon, y'all. It just tenderizes the meat, and it made it simple for me with a crowd here. So everybody enjoyed it.
The cube steak is delicious.
Is it tender?
Mm-hmm. It's very good. Fresh salad. Oh, it's delicious. Great.
I love the salad.
15 out of 10. So good.
30 out of 10.
Oh, 30 out of 10.
Drum.
Oh, how cute.
Wait, what is it?
I love it.
What is it?
I like drums.
Bring it over here and get a
Papa, what is it?
drum.
A drum?
Yeah.
Yay,
It's not as
Miranda.
heavy. It
Go,
don't feel-
Miranda.
I don't know. It's fighting. Oh, look.
She might got
Is it the same fish?
She got in school of drums.
No, that's catfish.
That's a catfish.
Oh.
Oh, I see it.
Yay.
I love
Well, you swallowed
catfish.
that hook.
So this was after supper and it cooled off a little bit and we just went down to the dock to catch a few fish. It was fun.
Ooh.
Deja vu?
Just like yours.
That's nice. It's a little bit smaller than mine, but
mine's bigger than yours.
it's smaller.
It's bigger.
That's probably the son or daughter of mine.
Hey,
it swallowed the hook.
we all agree that they're both pretty big, but mine's the biggest.
Well, actually, you haven't caught any.
I think that's pretty big.
It's nice.
Thank you.
I love it. Still not as good
Hey, I
as
think
mine.
it's got eggs. A catfish.
Ooh.
So we're a catfish.
Yep, both of us.
Tied about the same way.
No, mine's a little bit bigger. Asher, your teeth
On
are
both
blue.
of them.
Yeah, both.
Look at that. Catfish.
So we're tied, 2 for 2.
What is this?
It's an old wood. I need to cut it down. I have to cut it down.
What you got, Asher?
I don't know.
Reel it in, baby.
Let me get over here where I can see it.
Come see, let's see.
Man, it's running with you there.
Yeah, it's nice.
That's big.
See,
My
not
goodness.
bad. Asher, is that not hilarious?
Oh, that's like big.
Look at you.
My wrist.
You need
Is it
help?
hurting your wrist?
No, I tell you, his drag is
I wanna-
not tight enough. He's
You might
breaking
have to
over
fix it
lines.
You
later.
need help?
What's he got?
I wouldn't get too tight.
We don't know.
But it ain't tight enough.
Is that helping?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, it looks
good.
big.
Asher.
Look at this.
Just so you know, I'm not
Asher,
touching
it's
it, but
big.
Get the net.
He
What
got
is
my
it?
spot.
You know what it is? He wasn't down deep at all.
Really?
He told me to bring him Asher. Do you remember what you said?
I need the powers.
He said, I need your powers, and I touched his fishing rod, and he got one.
No.
Yes.
Man, the line broke.
Did it break?
No. Oh,
Was it a catfish?
yes.
It was bigger than both of
It was bigger than both of ours. Man, live.
You caught it. You caught it.
Yeah.
I say it counts.
Yes, I say it counts too.
I got one now.
Is it a stripe?
Yeah. Look straight.
I got it.
You got it. Like big.
straight under. Look, Randy.
We can't see it. Oh, wow.
Hey, I got a fish.
Okay, you're now the winner of the smallest.
Yeah. Smallest.
You beat Lane.
But we are 3-3.
Does that count?
Yes, that counts. It took the float straight under. So now this is the next day when everybody came. We had a little bit of everything going on. It was lots of fun. No.
Beautiful day for a kayak. Now somebody else is going to catch one.
I just had a bite. I need to
Good.
Just slow down, quit reeling.
it ain't big.
Quit reeling.
Hey, it's a fish. Someone died.
Drum. Mr. Drum.
Oh, well, maybe somehow I'll catch another one because we kept catching them yesterday. Great job. We're tied again, Mom.
Yep.
Hey, that one's got eggs, I think.
Hold it up.
We got a monster.
A bluegill.
Look at him now.
There we go.
So this is our son-in-law, Brian. He's been working on the jet ski, getting it ready for everybody to have fun on. So here he goes. This was a great Mother's Day with the kids. We had a lot of fun doing a little bit of everything. I hope you had a great Mother's Day. Thank y'all for watching, and y'all go cook something.